First State Lanes, the Junior Singles Classic. And we have our first bowler, Tajuan Taylor, on lane 4. And he gets a 7 count. With me today at First State is Brandon Moon, one of our tournament officials.
Looks like Tyler threw that ball just a little light.
Both these bowlers are in the TNBA League here at First State in the winter. And Kyle starts out with a 9.
Looks like he's using a 6-pound bowling ball.
And now we're going to get our first look at young Taylor-Boone.
Katie's 9 years old.
Oh, and she kind of pulled the ball over.
Right in the gutter.
We had 4 divisions in our junior singles tournament this year from Bowlers Gazette. This is the 18th anniversary tournament. For the first time, we had 4 divisions. We had majors, juniors, preps, and this year, Bantams. And this is the first time for our Bantams on TV. And Katie, that's a better ball, keeps it on the lane. And she gets an 8 count. And this is a scratch match, by the way. No handicap for either bowler.
Which is going to make this match a little more interesting. And Katie's dad also got her interested in bowling. Most parents got their kids interested in bowling, which is a fun sport. Personally, my favorite.
And here's another look at young Taylor-Boone. And a good ball by Katie, keeps the ball in play. And when you average in the 80s, that's what you're hoping to do, is to get that ball into play each time.
Right in the pocket. That way you'll get a good shot. At least.
Now Katie's sister, Lindsay, won the Youth Top 10 tournament this year.
Katie's hoping to try to do the same probably some other year.
And a 7 count. That gives Katie 15 through 2. And here's Tajuan Taylor. And he got the ball out in the wrong place.
Tajuan is 1 year younger than Katie. He's 8 years old. Just turned it in February 1st.
Both these kids did well this year in the city and state tournaments. They both placed in the team event. And Tajuan, I believe, also placed in the doubles.
They both bowl at First State, by the way.
And a 4 count for Tajuan gives him 13 through 2.
Tajuan bowled in the league 2 years. Katie only bowled 1. Tajuan may have an advantage there, but again, no handicap, so this will be a good match. Tajuan's cousins got him interested in bowling, another family member. He comes out and practice a lot. I believe that's his cousin who practiced with him today. And Tajuan just bowled a nice size split on lane 4.
The reservation for Walston.
And he left a 2-7-10. And we'll be back with more right after these words. We're back with tournament action. Tajuan Taylor
Throws a field goal on lane 4. Well, close, but just missed. Wasn't actually trying to go for the shot. He would have to go right in front of the 2-pin or in back, as if he was going for the 4-pin.
Debbie, line 1.
And there's Katie. Oh, hold on. No, that's okay. And there's one of our coaches sitting down watching the action here. He's the one that works with these little guys all season long.
He's a very good coach. I'm sure he would teach them both something.
Yeah, Al Thompson spends a lot of time working with the youngest children. And a 5 count for Katie. Gives her 20. 3 versus 20 for Tajuan. We have an even match after 3 frames.
I can see it now. This one's going to be a close one.
And a good ball by Katie. Leaves a 5-pin. That was the best hit yet. Our guest commentator, Brandon Moon, will be bowling later in the junior division of our Junior Singles Classic. And Katie's not going to make that 5-pin. Gives her 29 through 4. And Tajuan's going to get up on 3.
Hopefully these bowlers look like they're just out here to have fun and to probably be on TV for the first time.
Yeah, I think they're both a little bit nervous being on TV for the first time.
Especially at their young age. I bet you they're just out there to try to have fun.
And there's Tajuan in the 4th. He's got a 6 count. Looks good. Oh, almost made it. Gives him a 29, and we still have a tie game. These two were talking before the match. What happens if we have a tie game? Looks like they're going to make an effort to do that to us.
It's a close one. Who's going to come out on top? Could only be one person. At the end of this game, hopefully we'll find out who that person is if they don't tie all the way through.
And we see Tajuan in the 5th. And he gets an 8 count. 6-10. Good follow through by Tajuan.
Looked like he threw a backup ball, Gary.
Yeah, just a little bit off. And that's the 5th frame. That means we'll be back with action after these words. And we're back with Katie Boone in the 5th 18th Annual Junior Singles Classic. Coming back to TV. And a good shot by Katie. 1-3-9.
Seven count, meaning she needs 1 pin to tie, 2 pins to be winning by 1.
And Katie's going to slide by that. We'll give her 36 through 5. And Tajuan has 37 through 5. 1 pin. Close match. Oh, the lane was a little too long, Brandon.
Just a tad bit too long. Ball fell in right in the channel.
This is the third member of Katie's family. Actually, third member of her family to bowl on TV recently. Her two sisters bowled against each other in the prep division of our top 10 tournament. And a 7 for Katie in the 6th gives her a 43. Tajuan Taylor. Whoops, he's in trouble. Put that ball right out.
These bowlers are a little young to have a nice spin on their ball, so I would suggest they throw the ball straight down the middle. Could help. More than what it is.
And Tajuan on his second ball. That's a better ball for him. Gets a 6 count. Makes it an even game again. 43 through 6.
They're really trying to keep this a close game, aren't they, Gary?
Yeah, I don't think they should have mentioned that earlier about a tie game.
Well,
We may have one of those. We haven't had one of those in a long while.
I think they want to go through this with a tie. They're both anxious to win. Neither one of them want to lose in a tie or just make it a
They just want to stay
tie
on
game.
TV longer. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And a 6 count for Tajuan. We had one tie back in the 80s in one of the adult matches. They tied 6 times in a row. We had an extra 10th frame for each tie. I thought we'd never get that match over. Yeah, good try by Tajuan. A very difficult split. He gave it his best shot.
And that's
Oh, Katie.
just about the best you can do. If you give it your best shot, you can't do no better.
Hang on, good ball. Kept the ball into play. 1-3-7 for Katie.
She makes 1 pin to be a tie. 2 pins, she'll be up by 1. Very difficult spare. We'll see if she can make it.
Oh.
She's going for that 1 pin.
Yeah, she got it. She didn't go for the 2 because she wanted to make sure it ended up as a tie. 51-7. Close match all the way through.
They both had just a couple frames that they weren't even.
Well, she's practicing on that 7 pin. Interesting match here for these youngsters. And Katie ends up with the 5 count. We'll see what Tajuan can do here in the 8th frame. And he throws a good ball.
Got a lot of carry, but just did not carry a strike. Left a solid 7 pin.
That's a problem when you get these young kids. You got these light balls that they need. You just don't get enough pin action out of them.
But they're both doing just fine for 9 and 8-year-olds.
Oh, well, put that ball over a little too far, and it gives him a lead, though. He's 4 pins ahead.
He should have asked Katie to make that shot for him.
Yeah, she had a good practice on that.
2 whole frames. Or 2 whole balls, rather.
Tajuan Taylor said both these bowlers are in the TNBA league at First State. And they compete in every tournament we've had this year. City and state, local. And a 7 count for Tajuan.
He really has a good lead going now. In a 9th frame, Katie hasn't thrown a ball in a 9th frame yet, but anything could still happen.
And there's Tajuan. He made the 7 pin that time. 68 through 9 for Tajuan. He's got a lead on Katie. Uh-oh, look out.
There's that 7 pin again.
She's got that 7.
Which surely isn't going to help her in this kind of a match now. She's down by a few pins.
She's really pulling that ball over. I think that's nerves. Oh, well, she got a 3 count. There's not a 4 count. Nope, that's a 3. 59.
To a 68.
9 pin difference here. It's been a close match all the way through, but looks like Katie's going to have to make a spare to get in this game. Well, she's halfway there.
She got good pin action.
Young Katie Boone.
Looks like she left 1, 2, 3, 5, 10.
Yep, nice strike ball here. Should make the spare for her.
She's in the 10th frame. She could really use it. Oh, well, she didn't even go for the 7 pin this time.
64 for Katie.
Which shuts her out. So, Tajuan is our winner. Is our winner. There will be no tie this game.
No tie. And an 8 count for Tajuan. Let's see if that 7 pin practice he's been doing is going to help him this time.
It will. Just as long as he makes the 4 pin with it.
He's up there practicing. He's trying to line up. He knows what he wants to do.
That's pretty smart. You don't see that often.
Whether he succeeds or not, but he knows what he wants.
And he didn't trust his ball. Looked like he turned his wrist for a backup ball. And
but he ended up with a 76, and that's enough to win.
On a scratch game.
76 for Tajuan Taylor, 64 for Katie. We'll be back with more right after these words.